We are the Staccato team, and we hereby introduce you to a business concept towards more efficient system in the merchant ship industry. Starting with the trends in the shipping industry, ships of the future will have complete network of sensors to measure all aspects of operations, including detecting faults and identifying areas needing maintenance or repair. Most aspects of the ship's operation can be controlled by a land-based team of fleet managers. Improvements to the ship technology, structure, and materials will lead to even bigger megaships, particularly within the container shipping industry. Manufacturers will seek to take advantage of the lower transport costs. A whole host of technologies are being explored, including how carbon fuels, more efficient propeller design, improved voyage planning to make savings on fuels, and air cushion to reduce friction. Also, CO2 emission can be reduced by up to 25%. Finally, solar and wind power could reduce fossil fuel consumption in shipping. Now we will introduce the new vision for Consortium and a strategy to implement the vision. Consortium will shift to innovation-driven, service-oriented strategy by becoming an industry leader by alliance, creation, and innovation of disruptive maritime solutions. And now moving on to the new partner-oriented strategy to Consortium. The new strategy will help to reach targets such as reach higher utilization rate because of environmental and economical factors, as well as reduce operational costs. Their impact on profitability is too high at the moment. The aim of implementing the strategy is to produce more disruptive innovations through different technological and strategic solutions. Consortium will have together an innovation-driven development team because with open-minded innovators, opportunity recognition becomes higher. Based on the value discipline theory, we suggest Consortium starts using customer relation management process. That will create value to all stakeholders by inviting them to be involved in the development process from early on. Therefore, Consortium will focus on partnering throughout the whole value chain. Now it continues with the product centricity to customer focus. The customer or service view is known as the service dominant logic. For over decades now, their pioneering thinking and that of their predecessors has guided many firms in making a dramatic shift in how they tackle stakeholders and collaboration. Based on what was mentioned before, the SD logic embraces the concepts of value in use and co-creation of values as opposed to value in exchange and embedded value, typical for GD logic.
Besides stakeholders, one of the central contributors to successfully innovating lies behind institutions. These continuously changing social practices create indirect value through institutional change. New technologies always possess institutional components as their value is co-created through institutionalized markets. This is further defined as the institutional view of service ecosystems. As European institutions are comparatively transparent versus their Asian counterparts, for instance, the trustworthiness of the prevailing institutions is of notable relevance to Consortium. Meeting environmental goals should also be targeted in terms of institutional work. Different from the inevitable institutional change, a contrary choice is to take the lead in your own hands and change the existing institutions. Being a forerunner would not only provide a technological solution, but also have a positive reputational effect, as the respective gap would regardless be legislatively executed, i.e. institutionalized later on. Having covered the theoretical framework we are to use, we will now move on to the more practical side of the maritime industry's issues.
Today, more than 90% of goods are carried over the ocean. Most vessels burn heavy fuel oil, producing heat-trapping carbon dioxide, as well as soot and sulfur compounds that contribute to acid rain and is responsible for around 600,000 cardiopulmonary and lung cancer deaths each year worldwide. Main polluters are in Asia, but this pollution is spreading all over the world. It goes without saying that to ensure a sustainable future, we need to move away from fossil fuels. Global shipping industry could save $1 billion every year and reduce carbon emission and other pollutants if it shifted to more efficient energy technology. We need to amplify innovation. There have been already introduced new technologies like rotor sail working principles based on the simple Isaac Newton physics law, or in the port of Amsterdam, a new factory has revolutionized the way we dispose of plastic waste. Plastic garbage is converted into fuel. Also, there are several green energy ideas like electric vessel and energy sail, using solar power and harvesting energy from the waves.
To succeed worldwide, consortium should form an alliance consisting of shipyards as well as container terminal and ship operators besides the system suppliers. To develop the industry, matters of efficiency and environmental responsibility must be highlighted. To achieve these goals, each alliance member needs to show a commitment by rational resource allocation to arrive at concrete initiatives. For companies as end users, being part of this alliance would mean lower freight tariffs, faster transportation, and more accurate freight handling, whereas alliance members would gain competitive advantage in terms of additional value co-creation.
With competition, the alliance should team up with the best providers and start a joint venture to manage system rights. The IT system is to cover everything from container handling and higher utilization rate planning to different routing functions. On a member level, each system needs to be compatible with the backbone one. Additionally, by setting more ambitious goals and stricter rules in comparison to its competitors, consortium can stand out in terms of institutional work as to environmental responsibility. Another initiative should be taken by more engaging with alternative sources of energy. For consortium's purposes, the most potential ones are wind as the rotor sails, waves concerning WITT, and solar panels such as energy sail. The ongoing automatization instead can be advanced by combining existing resources to improve the ship-to-terminal cooperation. It is also vital to continuously watch the creation of new initiatives in which actors such as Konecranes and Rolls-Royce are the current market leaders in Europe.